Hello everyone. Today we are going to solve this remainders question that was asked as part of my daily practice for my GMAT and WhatsApp groups. This is one of the tougher questions that you would face on remainders in GMAT, and the truth is, if you know the method to solve this question, you can do it very quickly. However, if you don't know the method, you will struggle to actually go beyond this question and spend a lot of time into it without actually being able to answer the question satisfactorily. And this question can be asked as a data sufficiency question as it is here. It can also be asked as a problem solving question that I will show you after we have discussed the solution to this question. So if you're stuck trying to solve this question, don't worry about it. Let's see how you can solve questions like this with confidence every time. If you want to be part of my WhatsApp or Facebook groups or have comments on this approach, please put your comments on the comments box. If you find this video helpful, please do not forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. It helps me a lot. So in this question, there are a few things given to us, right? So we are given that x is greater than 10. Why 10 specifically? As you can see, it is given to be greater than 10 because we want a remainder when x is divided by 10. It is also given to be an integer because you really can't talk about remainders for non-integer. If it was not given to be an integer, in general you would find that GMAT would provide this information for you. However, there is a possibility that you don't see that information in the exam, and that is okay. If you are talking about remainders and divisibility, then it is safe to assume that x is going to be an integer. So we are given that x is an integer, and what we are asked is what is the remainder when x is divided by 10. So if x can be written as 10k plus r, we need to find this r. That's the question. Now in the two statements, it is very easy to look at each of the statements and see why each of these statements individually is not sufficient. So I am going to combine the two statements and get to the method. Okay, so we are also given that x when divided by 2 leaves the remainder as 1. So x can be written as 2m plus 1. And we are also given that x when divided by 5 leaves the remainder 2, which means x is 5n plus 2, right? Let's write down what the values of x could be, or what the series of x could look like, and start with m equals 0. So that would be 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and so on. I recommend that you write about 5 to 7 numbers. And then similarly for x when n equal to 0 would be 2, and then so on, 2, 7, 12, 17, 22, and so on. So these are the possible values of x, right? And what else do we see here? One thing that you should note is that 10 is the LCM of 5 and 2. If 10 were not the LCM of 5 or 2, this method will not apply. It is applicable only when the divisor in question, which is 10 here, is the LCM of the divisors that are given as part of the information. So for example, if I were given divisors as 3 and 7, then I would be asked x is divided by 21 because it has to be the LCM. Now the method. It's very simple. Once you have written these two down, mark the number that is common. So if you can see 7 is the common. So find the smallest common number, and that will be the remainder when x is divided by 10. So basically you can write x as 10k plus 7. That's it. That's the trick. If you did not know this trick, you will not be able to progress with this question. If you knew this trick, it would be easier. It becomes a little more difficult when it is expressed as a problem solving question, because in data sufficiency you could still kind of feel that when you are given these two information, you can get the information regarding the LCM. So you could mark the answer as C, which will be right. You have higher probability of getting the answer correct. However, if it was a problem solving question like this one, it's the exact same question. I've given when x is divided by 2, my remainder is 1. X is divided by 5, my remainder is 2. And then I'm asked what is the remainder divided by 10. And the answer in this case would be this one, D7. I hope you find this video helpful. I suggest you go back and solve this question on your own so that the method is reinforced in your mind. And remember that it is applicable only when the divisor in the question is the LCM of the other two divisors given in the question. Otherwise, it will not apply. Thank you. All the best with your prep.